Hey guys, welcome back to the channel this week. We are RVing at one of Georgia's most dramatic and beautiful parks, Tallulah Gorge State Park.
This place is amazing. The gorge is nearly 2 miles long and about 1,000 feet deep, and we're hiking all the way to the suspension bridge that crosses the gorge.
It is definitely a workout, but the views from down there are totally worth it.
And after that, we're heading just up the road to check out Tallulah Point Overlook, a historic stop that's been welcoming travelers since the 1920s.
And we wrapped up the day at Fort Hollingsworth White House, one of Georgia's oldest frontier forts, packed with a little history and charm.
And if you are new here, we would love for you to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell notification.
That way, you know when we upload new videos, and make sure to drop us a like before you leave.
Well, good morning, guys. We are back at one of our new favorite campgrounds here at Tallulah Gorge State Park.
Well, we're going to go take a little hike around the gorge today. We want to just do the upper rim, walk around some of the trails out there.
So starting off our trip here at Tallulah Gorge State Park, we're actually in Site 33, which is a nice big paved pull-through site. But we're going to be moving to Site 38 on Wednesday, and originally we were going to move to Site 39 on Friday. It's the only way we could get 7 days in here was to keep moving around. As luck has it, our friends Craig and Susan are coming in, and they actually got Site 38 when somebody canceled after we had already booked. So we talked to the office. They said, fine, just stay in Site 38 and just change our tags when our friends come in. So our friends are going to be the Powells Friday through Monday. We're going to be the Whites. Very close to site number, let's see what site this is. I think it's 35. Yes, 35. I see it on the picnic table over there. And this picnic table is 33, which is our site. The campsites are definitely a little tighter here than what you get when you're at High Falls and most of the state parks in Georgia. But I guess they're trying to cram as many sites in here as they can because this is such a popular park and such a popular touristy thing to see as the actual gorge itself. So, you know, as far as campground goes, I think we would probably say we like the campground at High Falls better. But there's a lot of stuff to do up here in the North Georgia mountains that we're excited to show you guys as we embark on this 7-day trip here. Definitely a beautiful campground though, still, even though the sites are close together. It's definitely a different feeling seeing it here with all the leaves still on the trees, because we were here in March of 2024. The leaves hadn't came out yet. They were still
Little buds.
Still all dead, yep. And we were just starting to see the buds of certain trees. This is really pretty through here.
I love all the green.
And the last time we were here, we were in this site right over there, which was pretty nice because it's really close to the entrance to the trailhead here that leads over to the gorge. But later in the week, we will be actually on that row, but we're going to be more up there, Site 38. And if memory serves me correctly, it's a little bit of a hike from the campground over to the actual gorge. But if I remember, it's all paved, so it should be a pretty easy hike. Just a little bit of hills to climb and descend. All right, so the interpretive center, tennis courts, pavilions, overlooks, all this way. I just told Allie, I said, wow, I don't know if these are power lines that are hanging this low, but I could literally just touch it. And I said, I don't remember that being like that when we were here before. If you know if that's a power line, let me know in the comments, because that's a little scary to think you could just reach up there and grab that and
Get the shock of your life.
We were just talking about how pretty it is with the green foliage and the trees all with their leaves, but this overlook here, you can't see anything with the trees.
It's all grown up here.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being here and
You can see the water coming down.
yeah, I mean, we can hear it, we can't see it right now. Maybe there's a better overlook. We'll keep moving. So when we were booking our campsite here, it did say that the bottom of the gorge hiking was basically off limits right now because they were doing some scheduled water releases here. As you can see, they are. But I think when we were here before, if I remember right, there was a lot more than that coming out. That's just one little hole there.
It's such a peaceful walk through here, and We're noticing some leaves changing over here and over there.
Favorite time of
Favorite time
year.
of year. Today was the beginning of fall, y'all.
I just cannot believe how pretty this trail is through here. Actually, with the trees and the leaves. We never get to come up here usually during the time of year where there's still leaves on the trees, because we're either doing our trips on Allie's Thanksgiving breaks or Christmas breaks. So to be here in September, October, late September, this is really beautiful.
Yeah, at this point I would still be at the beginning of my school year. I didn't want to take off too much time at this early, because when you're a teacher, those first
Couple months, yeah.
all of August, all of September is crucial that you do not leave your kids, because trying to form that classroom environment with structure is
Discipline.
And discipline is essential.
Yep.
To me, that's more important than anything else, because if you don't have discipline in your classroom, they won't learn anything.
Nope. So we've made it to the first good overlook here, and gotta say, Allie is maybe right.
I think I like it better with the leaves. It is spectacular. All the different shades of green is just gorgeous.
Can you imagine if this was in fall colors right now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Only imagine.
But
you can see a little bit of it changing.
I would definitely say with all the leaves, you actually feel the depth of it even more.
Mm-hmm, you really
which
do.
I'm kind of shocked. I would think you would feel like it would be more epic with no leaves, but
No, the
wow.
leaves are just beautiful.
And a funny little side note, right over there where that lady is standing on the other cliff. Last time we were here, Allie had her microphone on. She didn't realize, and she's like over there, I'm up here, and she's yelling like, "Can you see me? Can you hear me?" I'm like, "You don't have to yell. You got your microphone on. I'm picking you up just fine." If you haven't seen that video, we'll leave a link down in the description below. You can go back and watch when we were here in March of 2024. But right over there at that overlook on the other side of the canyon, great views. We will be checking that out later, but we did that on our last day here back in March, and it was just the views up there, unreal. We were not planning on actually going down to the suspension bridge, but we changed our minds.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. We only have a half a bottle of water left, though. That's a little concerning.
I got a bottle.
Well, that's true. But 620 steps, it says, to get to the suspension bridge, and then another 400 and some to go all the way to the bottom of the gorge. Definitely not going all the way to the bottom today.
No.
For one thing, it's getting a little warm. These jeans, I'm kind of regretting the decision to wear the jeans now. I'm kind of wishing I had shorts on. But we're just going to take our time. Oh, there's a water refill station down here. Never mind. We'll have, hopefully if it works, we can refill our water.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember this before, but it doesn't look like it's new. Yep, I'm getting the first glimpse of the bridge through the trees. So we're getting close. We haven't been counting steps like we did last time we were here.
No.
Last time we were here, we would go about 50 steps and take a break, which was pretty much every other landing.
Pretty much.
I think we're doing better this time than we did the first time. Even on the descent, we're doing better. But we'll see. It's always easier going down than it is going back up.
Well, we're going to see how I feel crossing this bridge this time. Last time, I was very weak in the knees. Heart was racing.
Scared.
Yeah.
Out of your mind.
We'll see how I feel this time. I feel more confident. Maybe it's
Yeah, but look at that bridge shaking. Look at that bridge just rocking and rolling back and forth with just two people walking on it.
I see it.
So far, feels okay.
I feel okay.
Wow.
Whoa.
Now you can feel it moving.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't feel as intimidated.
So our friend Jamie says when he stays here, he comes down and has his morning cup of coffee here. Wow, it is so gorgeous up here.
Wow.
Wow.
Last time, when we walked across the thing, I was like, okay, I'm making a beeline from one side to the other. I don't care to see what's over the edge. I'm getting to the other side. This time, I'm actually enjoying it.
And you can see that other overlook on the other side from up here. Wow, it's a long ways up. There's a bunch of spider webs right along the bridge
I
here.
don't see any spiders though.
Yeah, there's all kinds of webs. And if you watched our last video, I hope Allie didn't hurt your ears too bad with the scream that she did, because
Yeah.
she almost walked into another one today. We were like, that might be the scream part 2.
Yeah. I like the way webs look. I think they're very pretty, but I don't like the spiders themselves.
Spoke too soon. There's a spider in that web right there.
And it looks like a baby with it.
Man, he is, I don't know what kind of spider that is. Doesn't look like a banana spider.
I can't tell.
He definitely looks like something that would hurt you. We are on the other side of the bridge, and this is the actual stairs that ascend out to, I think, is that the east rim? I can't remember if there's an east rim and a west rim or a north rim, south rim, but it's the other rim. We'll just put it that way. It's the other rim.
And there's spiders galore.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking right now, and as I'm seeing, there's a huge nest there, or web. There's another one right there. I'm sure there's a lot more. There's one right there.
I tell you,
chill bumps.
this was a great idea by Allie, because we were just over there hanging out at the end of the bridge. She's like, let's go up to this landing here. And I said, well, this is just a staircase leading to the other rim. But there is a landing here with water again, and with a great view. Spiders included, at no extra cost.
Oh, he's doing something.
Yep. But it feels amazing here, because we're getting a breeze coming straight up through this canyon right here on us in the shade, and it feels unbelievably nice right here. And we were I thought the spider jumped on me. It was a leaf. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Well, if it ain't Allie screaming at a spider.
Oh my gosh. And I'm watching him moving.
Once you hit the bridge, you can either ascend out to the other side of the rim, or what we're going to do, we're going to head back the other way, or you can keep going down to the bottom of the gorge, which is another 226 steps or something that said there. Not going to do that now. I'm going to save that for when my sister and Nick are here, because I'm sure they'll want to do that since they've never been here. But it's definitely, if you can do it, if you're physically able to do it, it's definitely worth doing. There is some killer views of Hurricane Falls on down this way.
Honestly, I could just stay here all day long. And if we had packed a lunch with us, that would have been so nice. Just sit here and have our lunch and just take in all the beauty.
Yeah, I thought about bringing the backpack, but ended up just deciding just to bring the bottles of water, which I'm glad we did. You definitely need to bring some water if you're going to do this.
Mm-hmm. And it's nice that they have these water stations.
Yeah. Yes, the south rim. So there's a north rim and a south rim. 310 steps on up to the north. 221 steps to the Hurricane Falls platform. And 300, no. Yeah, so yeah, that's at the base, basically.
I see a web right there.
Allie's on spider lookout right now.
Of course I am.
After her near-death experience in High Falls with the spider.
Oh, God.
Well, we got the bridge to ourselves. Heading back. Now we got to navigate 600 odd steps back to the top. And she's going back to check out more spider webs. She's a glutton for punishment, that girl. You would think she would want to stay way away from the spider webs. I said you're a glutton for punishment when it comes to the spider webs right now.
My hands are sweaty.
It's what are you doing, trying to face your fears?
I guess so.
All at once? Spiders and suspension bridges at the same time?
I guess so.
And so begins the ascent back up the 620 odd stairs. Whew, that's 5 stairs. I'm already tired.
And this feels so good. Just standing here, closing your eyes, feeling the breeze on your face, hearing the rapids. So peaceful. This is how I connect with God right here. My favorite way. One of my favorite ways. Well, we made it up the stairs from the bridge, but now we still have to hike back up to the campground, and that's going to be pretty much all uphill as well.
Yeah, so we got a little ways to go yet.
Yeah.
But I think the stairs are the hardest part.
I think so too.
And I was telling Allie.
Because it's straight up.
Yes, and I was telling Allie, can you imagine the work that it took to build all these stairs?
A lot of work, a lot of time. I wonder how long it did take them to build these stairs.
I do wonder, but you know what? As I was saying on our way back up, you know, in this day and age, it seems like they could make an outdoor escalator somehow. Just saying. Years ago, we were hiking at Stone Mountain, North Carolina. Not Stone Mountain in Georgia, but the Carolina one. And I was asking Allie this question. I was like, if you had your choice, would you rather hike the hard part first? Like, would you rather hike up and then have a downhill return? Or would you rather have the downhill and then have to hike back out? Which is what this is. Gotta say, I think I'd rather do the hard part first, because we're running out of gas. And it's a little ways back to the campground, and we still have to, you know,
Oh, an incline.
it's still an incline all the way up here. So what would you rather do? Would you rather have it easy going, harder coming out, or vice versa? Let us know in the comments down below. And while you're there, send some oxygen. We need it.
So just outside of Tallulah Gorge State Park, you'll find this little hidden gem that's been welcoming travelers for generations, Tallulah Point Overlook. This spot has been around since the 1920s. Back then, it was the place for folks to stop and grab a cold drink and check out one of Georgia's most breathtaking views of Tallulah Gorge. Even though the original Overlook shop closed in 2021, the spirit lives on inside the Kringle Trading Company, a family-owned shop that carries some nostalgic charm. They've kept a lot of that old Tallulah Point vibe with vintage signs, local crafts like homemade soaps, and that friendly small-town feel. You can still find souvenirs and snacks just like the travelers did nearly a century ago, along with a few surprises if you're visiting around the holidays. It's a piece of Georgia mountain history that's still alive today.
Well, we just bought soaps, got me
And
a Sasquatch
Bigfoot.
tumbler. Bigfoot.
Yep.
So as we were saying, our friend Jamie told us that we missed this the last time we were here. This is Kringle Trading Company. Don't miss it if you're staying at Tallulah Gorge State Park. It's just a small little trading company with some, you know, a few little things, candies and
novelties
soaps.
and different things. Yeah, it smells so good when you walk in.
But definitely go in, patronize the place, and check out the view from the porch.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
And just so peaceful to sit in. They have a couple chairs you can sit there, or a bench, and you can just...
Or you can do as Allie did, and you could play the very much out of tune piano.
Yeah.
Either that or Allie was just playing very wrong. Who knows? It could have been one or the other. But
Oh my gosh.
so, all right. Cool little find. Don't miss it. So we just arrived here at Fort Hollingsworth White House, and if you're looking to check this out while you're in the area, definitely know this. There's the parking lot is actually before you hit where Google Maps is going to tell you that it is. So we had to go way down, make a U-turn, come back, and we thought, man, the entrance ways to it are roped off. But then we seen a sign that said parking 150 yards. So the parking will be like 150 yards just before it. And we're the only ones here. So
And it's free.
It's-
I'm gonna go check out all those buildings.
So kind of a bummer. Everything was locked up and closed. I thought it said everything. I thought it said that this place is open until 5 o'clock, but apparently all the buildings are just locked up and you can't get in them. But we learned that Fort Hollingsworth White House actually was built in 1793 by Jacob Hollingsworth, and it was a fort, I guess, to protect settlers from the Cherokee Nation. It served as a stronghold during the time of that conflict and was later adopted as a farmhouse, with the White family making significant additions in the 1860s, leading to the property being known as the White House. And we did see a grave site over by the bell. So, I mean, if you're in the area and you just want to get out and walk around like we did and look at the buildings, I mean, it's totally free to do. I don't know when they have these buildings open, if they ever do anymore or not. But the main building that we walked up to first, I mean, you can see that it had an air conditioner unit on the back, and it looks like a fairly new building. So I don't know if that's part of like an interpretive center in there, explaining the role of all these other buildings on the property or what. But you could definitely tell that that's a newer building. It might be a new building, but that is a huge spider web coming off of that new building we just noticed sitting here in the car.
And there are a lot of spiders around this fort. I started to walk underneath a couple of trees to go look at a couple of these buildings, and I could see another spider web nest, and another one, and another one.
Oh, I feel like I've got stuff all over me right now, like I potentially have spiders crawling on me.
Yeah, you had a lot of nerve to be able to go up into the barn. I stayed away, and I looked at the trees closely. I'm like, okay, I'm staying away from the trees because I'm staying away from any potential spider webs, because those big spiders in the middle,
yeah,
banana spiders, I don't like them.
We definitely did not need you screaming and scaring off the livestock in the area.
We hear some cows in the background.
All right, we're going to see what else we can find in the area.
Yep.
One little thing that we've never seen before, so still cool. It's still
Seeing
cool.
2 new things this time. We had such a great time exploring Tallulah Gorge and its hidden gems around it. But the adventure is not over yet. Stay tuned for our next episode as we head up to Black Rock Lake and Black Rock Mountain, and then make our way over to Way Bald for some incredible mountain views. We will also be meeting up with some great friends and family experiencing many exciting adventures. So make sure you're subscribed and have the notification turned on so you'll know when our next adventure drops. See you in the next adventure!